Well, in the little hamlet, no, the little village of Marvin, North Carolina, Union County, south of Charlotte, great schools, right? Have you seen the dirt moving there on Newtown Road? Well, if you haven't kept up, the town of Marvin, the village, the hamlet, which is really only about 30 years old, they have put together a plan called the Village of Marvin's Heritage District. And the sign says Heritage Jones Homes USA. You might know Jones Homes USA. They're the ones that came in and built out Bent Creek, along with a couple of other builders, also the falls at Weddington. And they've got a couple of developments right near where we're talking about. And then I've got a little history story for you at the end, so stick around, about land. It's pretty fascinating. So here's what we got. 68 home sites laid out like that. Newtown Road is right up here. Come down, you got a couple of cul-de-sacs. And when I say cul-de-sacs, I knew I was saying cool and not cull, because this is going to be a cool area. So, of course, a lot of the residents are objecting because they've lived there for many years, even before it became Marvin, and don't want their lifestyle disrupted. I understand. Plus, we got a ton of people moving to Charlotte every day. And, keeping up with the infrastructure ain't easy. But I drive across Newtown quite often. I love that road. And since they put the traffic circles in, much better. So this is where, this 47 acres is where Jones Homes USA building, probably going to be 1.1 to 1.4, 1.5 million dollar homes. But hey, if you dig back in the documents and look in the description of this video for some of the links to the Marvin website and some of the documents about this, and you'll see they've been very intentional trying to keep the kind of the rural feel, because, you even have equestrians throughout there. So will they succeed? I think they will. Let's take another peek where this is on the big map. This is 485 that goes around Charlotte. That's all the way, that's Pineville right there. There's the state line that runs right through there. And down here is Marvin. Marvin is south of Charlotte. You've got Whole Foods and Waverly over here, Lifetime Fitness. You've got Ballantyne right over here. That's exit 61, Johnston Road. Exit 59 is Ray Road. There's a Trader Joe's right there. Exit 57 is Providence Road, NC 16, that goes all the way down to Waxhaw. But not until you hit Marvin, which is right in here. Lowe's is down here with really a Waxhaw address, etc. Now, wow, guys. Now, that's where it is. In fact, you cut right across there to hit 521 to go to, there's a Lowe's there over to Fort Mill, is the way I like to go to Fort Mill quite often. And then you take this up into town. But let's just look at it a little bit more closely. This is what we're calling MHD, Marvin Heritage District. Now, there's a lot of heritage, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute as we talk about them preserving it. It's not really funny, but it's interesting to me that Weddington, not far away, had a similar kind of thing. I mean, the last couple of years, there have been petitions being signed and people objecting, but the dirt's moving now, baby. And I can understand it. Weddington had wanted to do right there at 84 and Providence Road. They wanted to do a sort of a town center, and I was in favor of that. I lived just a mile away at that time. I was in favor of it, though not a Weddington resident. That would have been a great place to hang out with the dog, right? And Jack was alive at that time. But Jude would have loved it, and the Golden Doodle Dude. But now these folks, the Village of Marvin wants to do it, so they're doing it. The MHD, Marvin Heritage District. That's 125 acres, 47 of which are going to be the housing. And you'll remember the road came in, then you've got coming down, you've got a cul-de-sac and a cul-de-sac here that way. Now, let me explain these. Do you know where the new Marvin, the Village of Marvin Village Hall is? It's right there where my pointer is. And that's blue, signifying civic. And over here is civic as well, because there are two churches right there. I'll talk about that in just a second. Then the red is commercial only. So commercial. Now, by commercial, here's what you'll not get. Some of the things, you'll get no ABC liquor, no adult bookstores, no auto parts stores. Have I got your attention? Commercial, you'll get no banks, no bail bonds, no bingo parlors. That's good news, right? No convenience store, no gas station like that, no drive-thrus. Sounds good, right? No tattoo shops, no pawn shops, and no nightclubs. That's a partial list. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. That's commercial. But then this, you say, well, what's all that purple? Well, the purple is, by the way, put it in perspective, Broadmoor from Beechwood is down here, down this way. Providence down south is over here. Providence Downs. Really nice neighborhoods. And so this area is what we call mixed use, MU, mixed use HD. And so that's here, here, and here. What will that be? Well, think about like Blakeney Professional Center, where elevation is mixed in with, offices and dental stuff and medical. That's mixed use. A mix of, could be residential and retail. I love Birkdale Village, don't you? Up in the Huntersville area, where you've got, retail on the ground level. Then you've got some housing up there, some apartments, could be residential, could be whatever. So that's going to be mixed use, but it's going to be nice. Trust me, this is not going to be slouchy, and it's going to be nice. And they're really trying to keep the feel, from what I've read, of the sort of the rural feel. But in other words, I think the architecture will be, I know Jones Home is working on new plans. It will be reflective of the village feel. So there's a lot there, some documents in my notes below. We'd love to help you with this. We could, depending on when you see this video, right now we are in the middle of June, and there will be pre-selling probably in a little bit, not too far off. Now, right now it's just dirt moving. There's nothing to see, but for us, our real estate agents, our necks go like that all the time, looking at stuff. But hey, get a buyer agent. Don't reach out to Jones Homes. We can supply you with all the information. I mean, you heard about this probably first from me anyway. So we have the inside information. I spoke to their team today, and I'll get those plans soon. And when I get those plans, obviously I will publish them. But in the meantime, if you think you might like that, if you're a 1.1 to 1.4 or $5 million buyer, then give me a call. In fact, right around the corner, Jones Homes has at least a couple left, like 2 and 3 acre lot with a little gate on the driveway. Really nice stuff. So call me. We can help you with all of it, including the Sage at Marvin. That's the new one. It's coming up. Nothing to see yet. So let's do it. 704-345-3400. Oh, I forgot to tell you what I was getting ready to tell you. If you waited around this long, your last name is either Sachs, because he's sort of my monitor. Thanks, Mr. Sachs. But right here, this little strip across from Banks Presbyterian, that's the white frame church that looks so beautiful. Right across the street there is a cemetery. In that cemetery lies Maggie and Sally. Maggie and Sally are two white women that raised a young black man in their home. And when as he grew up, and I believe he had a daughter, Mitty, and then the two white women gave 800 acres. How would you like to have 800 acres in Marvin to what they considered their family? They were not married, and this was family to them. And so what was interesting, this was like, 1920. What's interesting was, man, when all the cousins heard about it became a lawsuit real quick. And after it became a lawsuit, in fact, their intentions, they were because they gave this land to black people. They were, the courts, the lawyers were trying to say, hey, they're mentally incompetent. No, I think that was a brilliant act of mental competence to be generous like that. I think it's beautiful. I got a call a few years ago from Gene Stowe, who used to work at the Charlotte Observer, and he wrote this book called Inherit the Land. And Jim Crow meets Miss Maggie's Will. I believe it was at the Monroe Courthouse County. And so this is a book about that story that I just told you. And those two sisters are buried right here as part of the Civic Subdistrict is what they're calling it. The Civic Subdistrict. So I just thought that was a neat story. And I had the privilege of Gene calling me, wanted me to talk about the book that I think also became a movie for my YouTube channel. Hey guys, let's help each other here. You help me, I'll help you. 704-345-3400. Never reach out to the builder, any builder. Get a buyer agent to help you, and I know you will be happy about it. I'll see you in the next video. Waiting for your phone call.